Good day, Masters. My name is Bryle Edwin Bandal, taking up MA Educational Management non-thesis. And my topic is about anthropological and sociological foundations of education. Education and cultural values, concept of different cultures. And here is our lesson objectives. At the end of the discussion, we should be able to understand the connection of education to anthropology, examine the role of sociology to education as a foundation, and recognize the Filipino cultural values to Philippine education. Before we move to the next slide, let's define anthropology and sociology first. First is anthropology. Anthropology is the holistic study of mankind, exploring our biological, cultural, and social aspects across times and space. From evolutionary origins to our present-day societies. And next is sociology. Sociology is the scientific study of human society, social behaviors, patterns of relationships, and cultures. Next slide. We have anthropological and sociological foundations of education. Let's start with anthropological foundations of education first. Anthropological foundations of education focuses on the study of civilization and cultures of people, including their origins, customs, traditions, beliefs, and practices, and how it became the base of education. And here are the anthropological foundations of education. First, we have informal education. Informal education is the learning from daily experiences, conversations, and interests. It usually happens outside the traditional classrooms and starts at home. Examples of this would be things learned from home like norms, values, and practical skills like farming, household chores, or gawaing bahay. And next, we have indigenous knowledge systems. Indigenous knowledge system is the unique, locally held understanding and practices and beliefs of indigenous people, developed over generations through their close interaction with their environment. Example of this would be paghahabi or weaving, smithing of trees, and pagbabatok. And next, we have the sociological foundations of education. Sociological foundations of education is the study of human being and how they interact with different social situations and how it connects to education. And next, we have the sociological foundations of education. Sociological foundations of education is the study of human being and how they interact with different social situations and how it connects to education. And these foundations are the following: family, school, church, and mass media. And let's start with family. Family is the primary source of learning. They are also the primary socialization. Examples of this is family teaches norms, moral values, cultures, and practical skills. Next, we have school. Schools is where the formal education takes place. Example of this would be the literacy itself. And next, we have church. Church imparts moral, ethical, and religious values. And next, we have mass media. Mass media influences the societal values, shapes the individual behavior and worldviews, and provides formal and informal education. Mass media also helps individuals to internalize their values, beliefs, norms, and learn social skills necessary to function within a society. The solid examples of mass media is educational TV programs like Matanglawin, Matinik, Sineskwela, and Why Not. The negative examples of mass media would be teens often emulated what they see and watch from the internet, even if it harms them. And next slide, we have Filipino cultural values. Filipino cultural values helps in constructing the goals, content, and methods of the Philippine curriculum. Here are the Filipino cultural values. First, we have family-centeredness. Family-centeredness is a core cultural value prioritizing close-knit, supportive, and extended family units. Examples of this would be family-related values found in textbooks and other learning materials. And next, we have bayanihan. Bayanihan is the Filipino value of communal unity, cooperation, and mutual understanding. One for all for one. An example of this would be group activities. We can impart this Filipino cultural value through group activities. And the next Filipino value is respect for elders. Respect for elders is a core values learned from home and socialization. Examples of this would be gestures like pagmamano and saying po and opo and saying honorifics like kuya. And lastly, we have resilience and faith. Resilience and faith means inner strength and durability, allowing Filipinos to face adversity, adapt, and maintain a positive outlook in life. Examples of this would be the distance learning used during the pandemic. And the negative examples would be the bahala na mentality and fatalism. And next slide. Concepts of different cultures in anthropological and sociological foundations of education. First, we have cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is the understanding of different cultures, cultural values, and how it helps to shape the diverse educational practices for all types of learners. Example of this would be respect for elders is a universal Asian cultural value. Almost every East or Southeast Asian countries have that value. And next, we have cultural identity. Cultural identity refers to the individual or group sense of belonging. It is often multifaceted and often involving multiple identities and influences everything from worldwide to lifestyle. Example of this would be being a Filipino. You know who you are. Next is cultural capital. Cultural capital refers to the cultural resources. It is what makes a Filipino a Filipino. Examples of this would be language, cultural values, beliefs, and norms. Next is cultural transmission. Cultural transmission is about the process of passing knowledge, beliefs, values, behaviors, and traditions from one person or group to another, often across generations. Example of this is education itself. Education itself is a cultural transmission. And lastly, we have cultural diversity. Cultural diversity recognizes the presence of various cultural expressions, traditions, and perspectives within a society or educational settings. Example of this would be FINMA AU. The university caters learning needs of students from different ethnical, religious, and cultural backgrounds. And here are the assessment questions and references. And thank you for listening. And here is the related video to the topic. Anyway, please remember to subscribe and like the original owner of the video, and like and sub.
Bawat bansa ay may iba't ibang prinsipyo at katangian, maliban na lamang sa bansang Pilipinas.
Ano talaga tayo na matulungin talaga sa kapwa, sa mga tao, lalo na kung nakikita natin naghihirap sila. Parang yung madulog ang puso natin na kailangan makatulong ako.
Filipino ay hospitality. Kasi kahit saang bahay ka pumunta, ang friendly ng mga tao doon. Tsaka parang maganda yung pagkaka-welcome nila sa inyo. Yung parang bisita talaga yung pagkakakita nyo sa kanila, yung pagbabati nila sa inyo.
Ang kaugaliang Pilipino ay natutukoy base sa kung papaano sila nabubuhay sa impluwensya ng isang kultura.
Ang sa katangian ng Pilipino naman, marami. Gaya ng mahilig gumaya sa ibang bansa, may makitang bagay-bagay, gusto agad gayahin.
Bilang isang bansang arkipelago, walang pag-aalinlangang mayroon tayong samut-saring katangian na nag-iiba ayon sa iba't ibang lugar.
Kasi probinsya, matatapang yung tao. Dito naman, parang tama lang. May matapang din, may hindi naman din.
Ngunit ang sitwasyong ito ay hindi naging hadlang upang makamit ang pagkakaisa. Saang parte ka man ng bansa, sa loob man ng Pilipinas o sa labas, makikita ng isa ang bukod-tanging katangian ng mga Pilipino na nanggaling pa sa ating mga ninuno, ang mabuting pakikitungo sa iba. Walang pag-aalinlangan, marami tayong katangian. Ilan dito ay nagsilbing lakas ng ating bansa, tulad na lamang ng kagandahang asal, pasasalamat o pagtanaw ng utang na loob, kahihiyan, pagkamatapat, at pagiging malakas. Pero dapat wat kagaya ng lahat ng bagay, tayong mga Pilipino ay tao rin at hindi perpekto. Hindi natin maiiwasang magkaroon tayo ng mga katangiang magsisilbing kahinaan, tulad na lamang ng manyana habit, pagiging ningas kugon, ang sikat na Filipino time, at ang di mapigilang crab mentality.
Tuwing sasaptang Pasko, kaugalian na nilang namimili ng regalo.
Filipino values, that's inherent. That's something that is natural, innate, just like language. Language is natural in people. So when you say values is like embedded from the very first family that we had in the Philippines. So we cannot trace it back. It's from the very old people that were living here in our country. And that is like a conventionalized character by everyone. When I was still in college, kasi diba, kailangan you need to work at the same time to pursue your studies. So I had this patience na kahit I was 6 years in college, I worked as a part-time teacher din, online tutor. So I had this patience na kaya ko to, magagawa ko to if I can just balance my time. So yun, I applied this kind of value on myself.
Bilang nagsasariling bansa, dapat nating angkinin ang parehong positibo at negatibong katangian. Maliit man o malaki, mabuti man o masama, ang lahat ng ito ay dapat nating ipagmalaki. Dahil ang mga katangiang ito ang nagsilbing gabay natin, lalong-lalo na sa paghubog sa atin patungo sa isang natatanging bansa. Bansang may pagkakaisa sa kabila ng kanilang pagkakaiba.
To all Filipino people, my fellow countrymen, I'd like to call the attention of everyone that we should act like Filipinos. Filipinos should have the proper discipline, and we should have the strength to face all the challenges that we might have in the future. And at the same time, we should be friendly enough to socialize with people, because through socialization, we will learn many things and we will learn the values and culture of other people. Thank you.